Hello everyone and welcome back to Ravenfield. Today we are on Moer, French warfare map in Project Altiris, the Second Lear-Song War. Today our goal is to capture the enemy's forward base. Through large amounts of trench warfare, we will try and capture their forward base with the power of vehicles on our side. Later in this video we may or may not pull out some things from the future, although it may not end well anyway. As you can see, they have some very heavily fortified trenches here that we are attempting to rush, although they have quite the set of defenses. Heavy machine guns, their own men. So, we're gonna try using things like tanks and armored cars. Like this tank right here. This is a medium tank with quite a bit, like smoke shells, armor-piercing shells, high-explosive shells, and the coaxial MG, all of which is very helpful. These smoke shells allow us to get close without being spotted, and they're also quite handy for blowing people up. Like that. Now, through the smoke we push, straight up to their front lines. Gotta take out the gunners, and as many of them as we can while we're here. Although it seems they don't mind us just gunning them all down. At all. We push on over their trenches and possibly getting stuck. Yeah, I think getting stuck in a trench is not what I intended here. Although we now hold the front lines. Hi there. How are you? Goodbye. Oh, he flew! Alright, let's see if we can keep pushing in. If we do not capture these trenches, we will start pulling out the secret weapons that will aid us. As you can see, we've started to surround this first point right here, but it seems that they are still holding strong. They are holding very strong, and I am very stuck. Alright, we have to give up the tank. Push in, men! Push in! Yep, the headlong rush did not work. We will now try the more direct approach of one of these cars with our buddies who can't drive. We will push this first point here. Hopefully we can capture it soon, as our forces are starting to run thin. Alright. We've pushed in far enough, and just gonna break a few rules here of gentlemanly warfare. Although it did not seem to work, as they have grenades. This time we're going to try using one of these troop carriers to more quickly push our way forward. Of course, smoke grenades are quite helpful. They'll cover our tracks and stop them from seeing us as we continue to try and capture this side point right here. Although we are slowly failing, as you can see. Our men are dying, our vehicles are being destroyed, and we are not getting anywhere. Although we may have started to capture that first point, we have truly lost this battle. We are running low on men, and reinforcements, and vehicles, and there's not much left for us to do. We pull out the secret weapon, which is right here. We now have the ability to call in reinforcements. Reinforce, support, transport, and squad. We're gonna call in some support smoke. Lots of support smoke. These support smokes will allow us to call in some friends in the sky. I can see them flying over right now. We've now called in 5 bomber planes that will continuously attack the enemies. And I can call in more. And so we shall call in more bombers. More bombers. We've also called in some smaller friends. Are these biplanes? They will shoot at the enemy here. But with the amount of bombers that we've called in, I don't think it's really necessary to say we are winning this battle. We've called in more reinforcements. and they are arriving here. Here are all our reinforcements. Just a couple planes, you know, nothing too much. This will all aid us in our... This will all aid us in our journey to capture these trenches, which hopefully we can do relatively soon. The enemy continues to try and prevail, which they seem to be doing a very good job of. I think we need more. I think we need more friends. We need more bombers. We will take over with this. The glorious line of bomber planes. Except for that one. He was an idiot. I think we just need some more reinforcements here. This will all be very, very helpful in trying to capture these trenches. As you can see, I've called in quite a few reinforcements, and here they come in all their glory. Here is the hell that we bring onto our enemies. As you can see, there's quite a few friends here. When we push on to capture these trenches, by calling in more support bombers. You see, this is what happens when you give a complete maniac the ability to call in infinite amounts of support. This is what happens when you give a maniac lots. This is what happens when you give a maniac an extended budget, I would say. This is quite the extended budget that we've given. And I hope this maniac is using... the budget quite well. It seems we are using the budget quite well. Quite well with all these bombers. Just taking out all the trenches. And each other. Occasionally. This extended budget here is not seeming to be working. As you can see, the bombers aren't very accurate, and we still have not captured their main forward base. So I think this calls for an upgrade. They still are alive and well, and they have not felt the pain of our final form. We will move on to stage 2. So here is stage 2. We bring out a much more powerful weapon. We bring something from a semi-modern day. And I say semi because it's not fully modernized, but it supports what we need. We have brought in the MiG-27. Lots of MiG-27s. These MiGs will be performing small bombing runs on the enemy's trenches, stopping them from ever approaching us. We also have some friendly transport vehicles that will take us to wherever we need to go. Although, where I need to go is back on the ground. And calling in more VTOLs. VTOLs. Vertical takeoff and landing. These things will take off and land. It has machine guns on it. Secondary machine gun. It has missile pods. Has tracking rockets. It has all sorts of things. And we have an army. Now, calling in these MiGs is quite handy. Although it seems that our friendly VTOLs don't know how to fly correctly. They bring with them about 15 to 20 men each that they can drop off if they survive their landing and don't crash into each other like these ones right here. But they can drop off a few men each before taking off and leaving. I can also call these in as a squad, so they'll be with me. And these all will land, take off, and go right back to shooting. Now all these reinforcements are still not fully enough, even though we are causing some chaos right over there. This may not all be enough, so we have to call in so many to support us. Even though they have large amounts of men and are heavily armed, this is still not what we need. Is something from the future. Now we bring something from the near future, and this time we bring in VTOLs. As mentioned before, vertical takeoff and landing. They are quite handy for this sort of thing. We also bring out the support. We bring out this. This is the Tu-95, a nuclear bomber, capable of doing close to long-range strikes with nuclear capabilities. The Tu-95, fully capable of destroying them entirely on its own.
Again and again.
The Tu-95 has a few friends. And I say a few friends.
Knock, knock, motherfucker. It's the United States of America, and I hear you guys got oil that isn't under my possession. So turn off the stove and return the oil to me before I have to resort to bringing...
To load the gun, find the enemy.